for those who aren't aware, our boy Jeff has been butchered. A crime has been done upon him. He used to be able to swim for miles, but they removed his fin. He can only swim but for a few 6 seconds now. He used to be full of water, able to spit 12 times on a reload. Now, he merely spits 3 times, and then it takes 9 seconds to get those 3 shots back. 9 seconds! Compared to 12 on a reload? Awful. Awful. His healing is 20 points less. His bubbles no longer burst heal. He's not in a good spot. So, because of this, the Save Jeff movement has arrived. The Save Jeff movement has been a polite protest by the content creators around Jeff and the Jeff community coming together to make it very clear that whilst we might accept Jeff needed some type of changes to his playstyle for the health of the game, this was not the way to do it. This has left Jeff in a unfun, robotic state that just isn't what any of the Jeff content creators or community really want. It isn't healthy for him. And here to talk about that with me today are the minds behind the madness that is the AquaBurstr channel, both Luke and Kiim. Hello, Luke and Kiim.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Luke, and he's Kiim.
I am Kiim, and he's Luke, of course. Thank you for having us,
Dynamic
Mr.
duo.
Raven.
Thank you. I'm really glad we could come together here as the Jeff community and really try to amplify our voices.
Yeah. I was just going to say, yeah, it's honestly the only good thing that's come out of this is people coming together under the idea that whilst we understand there might be some things that needed to change, this wasn't the way to do it. It's been great getting into contact with a bunch of other really talented creators and their communities, which are also wonderful and fun as well. For those who aren't aware of who I am, because you're an AquaBurst fan, that's fine. I forgive you just this once. But next time,
introduce
you better know who I
yourself.
am. Yeah. I'm Raven SPCR. I'm another content creator. I'm a Jeff content creator. I make silly Jeff videos. I mostly gameplay and like personality driven, and we just, we like to annoy people in like a loving way. We play mainly DPS Jeff, but it is a hybrid play style. You shouldn't not be healing. I like to point that out consistently. No toxic Jeffs, please. But yeah, today go on.
I think I forgot to. We just introduced ourselves as Luke and Kiim. Yeah, we do AquaBurst. We also do Jeff content, only Jeff content, because that's the only character that's fun to play in Marvel Rivals, and I'm gonna say it here.
Fire
now?
take. The
And
most fun.
he implies that Luna's not fun to play, of course.
But it's fun to convince my friend.
That I am playing an unfun character for his own joy and amusement. Am I hearing that right?
Respect to all the Luna players and from season 0 to season 2.
We love a Luna player. And speaking of Luna players, who does Kiim main?
I mean, I've started playing Luna as to proc the team up with Jeff, and then the start I can tell you I was not really enjoying her. She's a difficult character to play, and now I've been yelled at to play Luna so much that now if Luna is banned or if I'm forced to play anything but Luna, I'm not having fun. So I have learned to love Luna.
Exactly.
We do love our Luna mains. They give us our
That's the
frosty
spirit.
balls, but they're taking that away as well.
No, well, she's gonna get permabanned next season, so why even bother?
Okay, so
why even play her?
Yeah, she will be because they buffed her to the moon for some reason. She's only been meta since before the game came out. She really needed that buff.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of things that are a bit frosty, my icebreaker question to set the scene for all of those that maybe aren't aware of your opinions on Jeff's changes, even though we've already sort of got into that softly. If you guys were to have to give Jeff's rework a 1 to 5 star review, how many stars would you give it and why? We'll start with Luke since they're the Jeff main.
I'm gonna go right away and say I would not even give it a rating. 0 stars.
0 stars.
It is
The darkness.
It is abysmal, the changes they have done and how disconnected they are with the core identity of our poor little Jeff. So therefore, I can't even give it a rating. It's terrible. It's unfun, and we'll have to get more into it.
Honestly, kind of a
later.
flat take. I agree. What about you, Kiim?
I do not main Jeff, as many of you guys know, but I have edited Jeff videos long enough, and I've watched Jeff videos. I've obviously watched our streams and our own videos to say that I have all but mained Jeff. I know a lot about what the character does good and what he does bad and what he needs and not. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that I've always thought that Jeff was not doing enough. He needed a buff, and now with this update, he's getting gutted. So I will go ahead and say it is a very well deserved 0 stars.
Are you saying?
Absolutely, yeah,
Cool.
yeah. It's absolutely horrible. It is not an update. It is not a quality of life improvement. It is just a punch in the face of everybody who has ever contemplated playing Jeff, or I don't know.
No,
Terrible,
I mean,
terrible.
so in short, you'd say it isn't a fantastic update, not the fantastic update they promised us.
Not whatsoever.
Oh.
Horrible
It's
update.
fantastically horrible.
Fantastically horrible is the right word. They removed his fin in this update, so.
Yeah.
I mean, did you see this coming? Being a Jeff player as well, did you see this coming from? If you were asked this question like a month ago that this is gonna happen, would you believe it?
So, at the beginning of this season, there was a Necros clip going around where or maybe it was a Ninja clip, where one of the big streamers that gets very angry, and they were like complaining about Jeff, saying he's the most annoying, unkillable character in the game. And I was talking in the partners chat about it, saying like, this is ridiculous. This type of attitude is going to trickle down, and within a month or two, the community is going to have that attitude towards Jeff. And look what happened. I didn't think it would be this bad, to be clear, but I was kind of expecting a small nerf, like maybe a buff or a power shift. Like I maybe expected them to reduce his damage and increase his healing, or reduce his mobility slightly but increase his healing. You know, to move him in that direction more, which they clearly want him to go in. I didn't expect it to be this bad though. I won't pretend that. I wasn't sure what they were gonna do. Never expected it to be this awful.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm honestly, I expected Jeff to get some sort of update since about a season ago, but I've never expected it to be an actual nerf. I
100%.
expected his either his healing to become a little bit more efficient, or his damage, because I knew that the Luna team up will eventually go away. I expected his damage to actually get buffed to the point at which Jeff will be getting pretty much permanently banned, and it would be unfun because he's gonna become pretty darn good that he's gonna be getting banned every time. So that was my fear. My fear was that he's gonna get buffed because he's always had one of the lowest win rates. I believe the last win rate we've seen was 42%, and he's actually not good. He's objectively not good compared to other characters in the meta. So I've always thought he's gonna get a buff, then he's gonna get permaban, and he's gonna be like Wolverine season 1.
Where they over adjust. Yeah. I mean that I don't know what's worse, him being permabanned or us not being able to play him in a fun way because he's turned into a bit of a bot. But
I think the latter. I think that's the worst.
okay.
I think both of them are terrible, seeing how this game acts in like development sense, as they really leave a character being permabanned for months at a time. So like both would be terrible. Both would not allow us to play Jeff in the way we want to.
No, exactly.
And
Yeah, and I think that's something that we need to point out here. Last stream we talked a bit about it, how it isn't that we don't think Jeff should be able to heal. It's that we think Jeff should be flexible. Like, the core part of Jeff's kit is the ability to move between being an annoying flanking DPS style support and then then your Luna gets picked off, so you fall back to your team and help them stay alive. Like, the options Jeff had, he was not the best healer, he wasn't the best flanker, but his ability to quickly move around the map and support his team as required and fill in the gaps in his team was amazing.
Yeah.
And added a real personality to his kit, you know, and it made him fun and unique, which is the thing he's lost. But something else
definitely.
that something else that was a bit of a mistake from last stream that I didn't cover and I'd like to cover with you guys is the other side, the side that is saying that Jeff is overpowered and he needed a nerf, or that he's so annoying he needed a nerf. So the question I want to put to you is, one of the biggest arguments people make for Jeff deserved the nerf is him being immortal. They claim he's immortal, he's unkillable, he's too survivable, he's a get out of jail free card for every situation. So he deserved the nerf. How serious do you think these people are? And do you disagree, and why? Do you agree, and why? Like, what's your take on the idea that Jeff needed a rework because he was immortal?
Definitely.
Do you want to answer this one?
I can start and you can take
Yeah, go
over.
ahead. Yeah.
I definitely, as a Jeff player, definitely don't think Jeff is immortal by any means, and he's a very counterable character in both his ult, and in his flanking ability. There's many characters. Is my internet still on? Yeah. I lagged out a little bit. So I think he's very counterable, and he's meant to be an annoying character to deal with. We have Spider-Man, we have Captain America, we have Venom. They're annoying characters to deal with. Doesn't mean they don't belong in the roster now, do they?
I mean, exactly. I mean, I think the note I made here as the example was, is it fun when Spider-Man jumps on screen for a single frame and one-shots you and then teleports back out of the fight? Like, is that fun? Is it fun when Squirrel Girl accidentally kills you because she was just blind firing to fight somebody else and a nut happened to bounce onto your head? Like, there's plenty of characters that are irritating in the game. Venom, a tank. Irritating. Cap, a tank. I mean, you said it. There's plenty of examples of this. Like,
Jeff is hard to kill.
Exactly.
That all
He's not
adds
unkillable.
to the fun of the game. I mean, Squirrel Girl, how many times she kills people while she's not intended to kill them, and how many times she's intended to shoot at people and she's not able to. I mean, it just balances it out altogether. But I want to touch on the what Luke said and the question about Jeff being immortal.
Of course.
I'll tell you that most people complaining about that. I mean, the loud voices, the numbers, are people ranked, I would say, platinum and below. First of all, that makes up most of the player base of the game. Second, for them, okay, Jeff is diving you.
Mm-hmm.
You turn around, you try to kill him. What does he do? He goes probably underground and starts wiggling, and you find it extremely hard to kill him. You call out your team, everybody turns around. There's 3-4 people chasing. There's at least 2 or 3 people chasing the Finn. He's going on the wall. He's doing everything. And then what do you have behind you? Is your team that's being forced into a 3v5 or a 4v5, and they're getting steamrolled. And after that, the people chasing Jeff, killing him or not, they're gonna turn around and they're gonna be facing 5 people, and there's just 2 of them, and they're gonna eventually die. They'll be like, oh, well, Jeff is so OP, he's immortal, he can kill. But what are you supposed to do? That's a strategic failure. You're not supposed to chase him. What he does is that he goes behind you, and if you turn and chase him and he starts wiggling around on the ground, then if you turn around and fight his team, then he's automatically putting his team at a numbers disadvantage. You can turn around and fight 5v6 and just kill his team, and you don't have to worry about it, and then worry about him later. He's just trying to bait you into he's trying to bait you into outnumbering your team.
100%.
And it's just people that do not know how to deal with Jeff flanking that complain the loudest that he is immortal. Yes, he's immortal, but do you really need to kill him there? The answer is most likely not. You don't have to, and he's just swimming around. He's not doing anything. Just turn around and steamroll his team. 5v6. How many times when there is when you start a match and you just steamrolling the other team, you're like, wow, this game is so easy, and then the match gets cancelled. Why? Because one player was disconnected. Whenever there is 5 people versus 6, no matter how good you are, you'll always lose. You like 89% lose the fight when your team is at a 1-player disadvantage. So when Jeff is behind you, not doing anything, just swimming, just go around and kill his team. Just he's a 1-player disconnected, and then turn around and kill him, or don't just leave him there.
I also think Jeff has quite a number of counters. Take Hawkeye or Hela, for example, and
100%.
try flanking them and diving their backline. If the Hawkeye and Hela are reasonably good, they will pressure you so much that you will be unable to pop out and deal any kind of damage to the backline. Because first of all, when you pop out, you're probably one of the biggest hitboxes in the entire game.
His head is massive.
And he's huge.
Yeah.
And he's meant to be huge because he's meant to be hit like very easily and then dive underground to become
Exactly.
nearly invisible. But then when he's invisible, when he's just a Finn, he can't do anything. He can't damage you. So you can
He can't
pressure
even
a Jeff
stall
out of.
He can't even stall out in his fin.
No.
So, like, in theory, when he's swimming around, the only thing he's doing is healing, which I do think is a good spot to move on to my next question, which is, how do you think these changes are going to affect Jeff's place in the meta? Now, his healing has been massively reduced, like personal healing I'm talking here. He no longer has the ability to burst himself, I believe it was 80 per bubble, or 85 times 6.
Yeah.
He can no longer swim as often, which is not only bad for his like meta positioning, but it's bad for fun. Like I'm as far as I'm aware, you guys aren't in the partner program, so you haven't tried the early access. But like, I can tell you, and I don't know if you watched my video, but I'm pretty sure I saw at least one of you in my stream briefly the other night. It feels so clunky. Having to jump out every 6 seconds is miserable. And I want to know what you guys think about where potentially this will leave him in the meta. I believe him to be the worst character in the game right now, to be clear. But do you think it's going to be possible to hit Celestial Eternity on Jeff at all now?
I think his ability set was his burst healing and his maneuverability. They now just took that away. Now he can just pop his one bubble to help his team out with some regenerative healing, which either way can get burst damaged. Like, you can easily kill for that, I feel like. And I think his gameplay has been made into such like a monogamous way that we Jeff players are definitely not used to.
Yeah, 100%.
And I feel like it's not going to be fun to play. It feels terrible. I've watched your stream and it feels very boring.
It's an entire...
To the playstyle they... Yeah.
Sorry, go on. No, go on. It's fine. I cut you off.
Oh, no. Go on.
I was just going to... So, like, one of the biggest comments I've got on that video is people saying, well, Raven, you played him wrong. And it's like, well, I wasn't. I was playing him hybrid. For anyone that watched the stream, you'll see that I would heal and then I'd attack someone. Or I'd heal and then get attacked and try to fight back. Or heal and run away if I needed to. The problem is now, Jeff can't fight back. He can't really run away. He can run away for 6 seconds, which isn't that long of a time to try and escape someone in, especially with how mobile most characters in the game are. There are many reasons why people said how I was playing was wrong, but how I was playing him is how Jeff players play him. Like, you have the healer Jeffs, sure, and you have the DPS only Jeffs, but I feel like most players that know how to play Jeff to a reasonable skill level play him as a hybrid, a mixed character. You play as both a DPS and a support. You do both the healing and the damage, because he doesn't have that much utility in his kit outside of his bubbles maybe and his ult. But in just neutral play, he isn't doing much for the team if you aren't making value. So the fact they've turned him into a Healbot is a bit, like, I don't know, depressing, because people are like, oh, you're playing him wrong, you should just be healing now. And it's like, well, that's not his personality. And if I wanted to Healbot, I would have played a support that's a healer. You know what I mean?
That's actually good at it.
Yeah, exactly. Because my problem now is people complain at you for playing Jeff. I don't know how much you experience it, Aqua. But I would get flamed, especially in Platinum. I got flamed a lot, and then I noticed in Diamond 1 and GM3, lots of toxicity around me playing Jeff in a game. And people flame you for it, and call him a throw pick. He is now that throw pick. He is now the throw pick. People are, oh, thank God, now I don't have to deal with people throwing his Jeff in my games. It's like, no, he is the throw pick now in the game. If I'm locking his Jeff, I'm putting you at a disadvantage now.
Thing is, netties are now forcing him into this one playstyle of being a healer, primarily, and he got taken away even his like option for self-defense, which is terrible. I think all the healer characters are able to deal significant damage if they're being dived. Look at Luna, look at Mantis, they're powerful. Look at Warlock.
Oh, Warlock does crazy damage.
He's been taken from a burst healer, he's not a great healer, but he's a good healer in certain situations.
Yeah, situationally, he was really good at healing. You could save someone from the edge of death in a way no other healer could.
Kim, go ahead.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
So, originally, Jeff was built around the intent that he's going to be a healer. We can tell by the difficulty level, the 1-star difficulty level that he's been given. The devs had intended to make a Healbot that's very easy to use. You just sit back, you hold left click, and that's it. People have been creative about it, and it's not because they wanted to, but because they figured out that, hey, if I wanted to play this character, then he doesn't have the best utility, he doesn't have the best healing capabilities as other healers, but he does have something more. He is able to heal himself a little bit better than other characters, and he's able to do a little bit of damage and survive. So they started experimenting with this dive playstyle, and it worked out. Okay, and it wasn't because he was designed to do that, but it was because people really needed a different playstyle, because his original playstyle was really bad, because him as a healer just does not work out. If I'm gonna play Jeff and heal, then there's so many other better options out there. I could play Cloak at the time, I could play Luna, I could play anything else, but Jeff is not it. So
No.
so the devs are like, well, this is not what we intended. What do we want to do? We want to make Jeff what we intended him to be, which is a heal bot. Well, what do? We remove all of his offensive capabilities to completely make him unable to dive, which was a playstyle that people did because Jeff was not good at what he was supposed to do. If Jeff was a good healer, people would not have thought of changing the entire playstyle to make him into this hybrid, this dive character, DPS Jeff, whatever. But because he's bad at healing, people started innovating to make him work because they like the character. So they came up with this. So now what do? Even that getaway position that he had as a DPS that could compensate for his lack of utility, for him being objectively worse strategist than other ones, then they removed it completely. And what do they do today to his healing that he originally had? Well, they took it and nerfed it. So he's objectively worse at healing than he was before, and he cannot even do damage. People could not play him as a healer because he was bad. And now you took that healing and reduced it even further and removed every single opportunity for him to do anything else. So now he's objectively probably the worst character in Marvel Rivals.
So I
Feels
think
that way.
he's been. It's funny that Jeff is written as a 1-star character, but would you agree that he is a 1-star character, Raven?
I would say if you want to play him as a heal bot, or anyone as a heal bot, they're a 1-star character.
Yeah.
But how Jeff was, how the Jeff community decided is the best way to play Jeff. No, you could argue it to be. I wouldn't say he's like the hardest, but he's definitely not 1-star. Maybe the 3-star sort of range. There's definitely a high skill ceiling, but it isn't impossible to pick up. And he does have a lot of ability to protect himself and escape. So there's that level.
Yeah.
I'd say he's like not easy to pick up. Very hard to master. Like the ability to know when to perfectly dodge abilities by like the frame to maximize your damage output whilst keeping yourself alive and stuff. There's a really high skill ceiling there. I'd say, yeah, he's not a 1-star. He's probably a 3-star, maybe a 4-star if you want to be generous.
Yeah, so you definitely need some mechanical knowledge and skill to be able to utilize him in this new playstyle that we as a community have forged him to be.
Yeah, 100%.
That was only because his healing capabilities, in comparison to all the other healers, were not the greatest. We were forced to play him in this way. So now what they've done is pretty much have an Iron Hammer. That's it. No more DPS. You will be playing in this one way. And NetEase as a whole decided that, okay, he's going to be this 1-star character no matter what. And there's no way out of it. I think that's a problem when we've already put so much hours. I've like 300 hours in the character.
Well, people
how
spend
are we
money on the character as well for skins,
exactly
right?
How are we supposed to feel?
Well, clearly everybody's pretty pissed off. Like we feel nobody's happy about this apart from the Jeff haters. Like the Jeff haters are loving it. I've had comments over the past few days where it's like, yes, Jeff baby tears. I will fill in my glass and drink from them. Like the most like corny ass like cringy comments I think I've ever got, where it's people just celebrating a character's destruction. I touched on it in one of my videos where I was like, I hate Loki. I really do not like Loki. I think the fact he can make the enemy team like invincible for up to 30 seconds is lame. I think he's really unfun because he has a million get out of jail free cards. He is a lantern. He does crazy damage. Like, you want to talk about supports that do damage? Loki does damage when he has his free clones up. He counters Jeff as well pretty well. But if Rivals came out and went, we're reworking Loki to play like Black Panther, I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? I don't like Loki. Maybe a nerf is in order. Don't make him a different hero because people like him. And I, as a person that likes Jeff, would empathize with the fact that they're losing their hero. So, yeah, I mean...
It's insane.
It's
changing roles of a
wild.
character.
I mean, you asked me if I expected this earlier. No matter what I expected, this has permanently damaged my perception of the Marvel Rivals team in a way that even if they undo it, I don't think I'll recover from.
It's crazy. I mean, we've only ever seen like small balance changes to characters. Sometimes they were very overtuned, leading to characters being banned at the time. But this, like a complete rework, where it's not a rework in the good sense. We've seen like in other games in League of Legends, for example, reworks often ended up in because the character was really like not the greatest, his ability, but he never changed his identity.
Yeah, and when
never does a character change their identity.
Because I believe they did it for, like, was it old Mordecai that got like completely changed and stuff?
Oh yeah, right.
And people weren't happy about it. It was very controversial.
Indeed. Well,
yeah.
That's still like obviously other games also have problems with it, but it comes around either way.
Well, they should learn from those other games. They shouldn't make the same mistakes.
I had always wished that Marvel Rivals would be this gaming company that's flawless. I had wished that they would all learn from previous like from Overwatch, from all the other like hero shooters, MOBAs, everything, and like listen to the community and be just the greatest gaming company out there. I wanted this game to succeed. I wanted Marvel Rivals to well, I still want it to, but I find it really hard to believe that Marvel Rivals would recover from all of these terrible decision making that has been going on. It's just, it has a really terrible track record as things stand right now. But I'm gonna touch on a little tangent about Marvel Rivals as a whole and NetEase.
No, feel free.
Their frequency of releasing updates and patches and balances is incredibly slow. It's agonizing. Like, you release an update and there's new characters, new balance, everything, and there is something that's broken. There is a character that's being banned every single game. There is characters that are unplayably bad, and all of this, and then you do not make a patch. You do not patch the game. You do not make a quick update.
Small hotfix.
A hotfix? No, nothing. You wait an entire month until the next split to update something, and then eventually break something else.
Well, it's a
like,
month and a half.
Every season, there's this one or two characters that people cannot play just because it's getting banned. There is this one character that cannot be played because he's horrible. Like, right now, I feel like people who play Black Panther are very frustrated because this season has been really, really horrible for Black Panther. And people who play Groot, they just cannot play him. And there's people who bought a lot of skins for Groot. They dedicated so many hours to playing Groot, and they just cannot play him. Why? Because he's broken, and people just ban him all the time. The ban system does not work as a I'm gonna play this character. I think in this comp it is better if we ban character X or Y because it does this or that. No, it just you wanna play the game, ban Groot and ban Human Torch, or else you're not gonna be able to play, and that's really, really, really bad for the game.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, I mentioned it briefly. It's terrible precedent to set. The idea that if a character becomes too annoying, they'll just destroy their character. And the community's reaction is terrifying because the community's reaction is, I personally do not like this hero, so I am glad that people don't get to play this hero anymore. Which isn't like a good way to think. It's not. And the entire thing's it's definitely a smudge on Marvel Rivals' reputation for me in a way that's going to take a while for them to gain full trust back from. But I feel like we touched on it briefly there, but how do you guys think this is, ignoring the meta implications of Jeff's rework, purely on a fun basis, how do you think this is going to affect it? Like, not whether he's going to be strong, because characters can be weak and fun or strong and fun. How fun do you think he's going to be? Do you expect to be able to have fun duoing with a Jeff player, Kiim? And Luke, do you expect to have fun playing Jeff?
I genuinely don't think it's going to be fun because from what I saw from your stream, for example, his gameplay has turned into a clunky mess with the introduction of, for example, like the energy system.
Yeah.
It just leads to a very to clunky movement and doesn't promote really fun gameplay. I mean, I could take an example. For example, if you're, say, you go underground to run from someone, right? And there's a wall ahead of you that you need to climb. You climb up the wall, but oops, you ran out of energy mid climbing. You fall down. That's it. You're exposed. You're a big ass hitbox, and here you are. That's it.
Or you
Death.
fall off the map into a pit like I did.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I was swimming
Yeah.
up a wall because it's a new map. I didn't know there was a pit there, and I ran out of the swim, I think, and I just fell into the pit to my death.
That's just clunky. That's doesn't like it doesn't
Yeah.
communicate it well.
It's a horrible decision. It's funny. It's ironic coming from a game that's all about engagement, and the entire matchmaking system is rigged around engagement optimized matchmaking or whatever they call it, and it tends to want people to be happy and whatnot. And now what they do is they just do something that's completely unnecessary. It doesn't. Jeff's women was never breaking the game in any way, especially after what they've done to him, to all his abilities. I doubt the swim is something that they need to nerf.
No.
And it just makes the experience a whole lot worse. I swear to God, I feel like Jeff would be like so much more playable in the new season if they just hadn't touched his shift.
Well, they buffed a
Now
lot of his
it's-
counters.
I mean, as playable as that mess is gonna be, but that shift change is just such a hit in to the quality of life for anybody who's ever contemplated Jeff.
It's actually funny that they are buffing the counters of Jeff while also doing this. Like, okay, I feel like a buff to his counters would have been already enough to counter that type of playstyle, no?
No, because Luke, there are no counters to Jeff. He's immortal. Haven't you been
Oh yeah,
reading the
sorry.
YouTube comments?
Oh god. Oh god.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
forgot
if
he's
you
immortal.
go
The
with that
bronze shit
mentality,
is no
any
best.
character, I could right now go queue up in bronze and pick up absolutely any character, some of which I have not played before, and probably make the enemy team rage and tell me that character needs to get nerfed. That could happen with every single character. Why is it that Jeff is the one that gets the short end of the stick?
I don't know.
And
community
they're
attitude
listening to
problem.
the noise, and the noise comes from. I mean, if you just rank up right now, I'm not even high elo. I'm like GM3, and if you just rank up from D1 to GM3, it tells you that you're above 98% of the player base. That means GM3 is not a high rank, and you're still better than 98%. So where are the entirety of the player base? If you see 100,000 concurrent players, that means 98,000 of them are playing in like diamond and below, and I assure you that at least 80,000 are like platinum and below. So like more than half the player base is concentrated around bronze, silver. Is there a
I
silver
do
rank?
believe the majority
Silver,
of people play
and
casual,
gold.
actually. I think quick
I
play
think
is the
quick
most
play,
popular
yeah.
mode. Yeah. But no, I get what
And-
you're saying.
and then they listen to the noise, and then most of the voices are probably like you said, quick play players. They're usually low ranked, and I'm not saying that there's an issue with being low ranked and complaining about something. Yes, when you're low ranked, you do not know how, because you don't play the game enough. You do not know how to deal with certain things. That's completely fine.
Well, in
But
the
as you play, you learn more and more. So the game devs need to know better than to adjust a game just to please, and knowing that it's a bad thing and it's destroying a character just to appease the rage of those people, but which will eventually play the game long enough to realize all these things. They're like, I feel like it's like, I don't know how to explain this, but it's like when the economy is doing bad and the central bank just prints out more money. It's gonna appease the situation for now, for the next few months, and then it will just collapse in terrible inflation or whatnot. It's like what they're doing now. They're just like, oh Jeff, you think Jeff is really bad? Okay, there you go. We're killing Jeff. Oh, what do you think? Oh, Black Panther is really bad. Oh, we're gonna kill Black Panther. Here you go. Keep playing.
Get the Glock
so
out.
that's
There's
a-
another hero to be victimized.
That's a problem now. Now that this is happening to Jeff, I fear that other characters could receive some of the like same treatment. I mean, I know a lot of people are unhappy with Black Widow, but there's people who play Black Widow who are very happy with her.
One of my duos is a Black Widow main.
Yeah. So the majority is calling Black Widow a pro pick, right?
Yes.
And you need quite a bit of skill to be able to use her competitively, I think. And what if she's going to like get completely botched down to a character that's very easy to play? What then? What is that? What is that person that really enjoys playing a character that takes a lot of skill, a lot of time to master, to then have their character completely almost removed from the game and turn into something else? That's what happened to Jeff.
I mean, and you want to know what sucks about this most of all? The fact that last time, my previous interview with Flank Metra, Realmsy, and King Jeff, the King Jeff brought up a really interesting point. Jeff only has a positive win rate in One Above All. That's the only place. Every other rank he has a negative win rate. So they've taken a character who only is positive in One Above All and gutted him. And whether you agree with the changes or not, they have nerfed the higher win rate playstyle. The win rate that is more effective. Whether you liked playing a DPS flex Jeff or not, undeniably it was the more effective of his playstyles. And they've directly nerfed the effective playstyle on a negative win rate hero. It's like,
they could have doubled down on his DPS capabilities and actually maybe cut down the healing on Joyful Splash and added a little bit of damage. Maybe not 70, maybe like 60 or 65 damage per second on Joyful Splash, and maybe like lowered the bubbles, the E bubbles from 6 to like 5 or 4.
Just make his survivability lower.
Yeah, and maybe while he's in shift, he heals a little bit less, from 15 per second to like 12 per second, and then really like double and all. The character finds its identity in being a DPS, and it's actually the playstyle that does good. Like let's make people more enticed to play him that way, and actually make him a viable character.
I mean, not to cut you off, Kim, but you're doing my job for me. You're taking us into our next question already. I mean, you must be psychic, because my next question is, of course, if you were to have reworked Jeff, not even reworked, buffed or nerfed, whatever you think he needed, what changes do you think would have been better than the ones made? Because it's very easy to complain. It's harder to have answers. If you want an example, personally, I would have removed the healing from his swimming, because I feel like that would have forced him to use his bubbles as his main sustain resource, and he couldn't just swim around and dodge damage to heal, so he wouldn't be as aggressive in the backlines. He'd be more punishable, which would please the people that do struggle to kill him, but it wouldn't destroy the ability to be aggressive. You just have to be more cautiously aggressive, if that makes sense. So what changes would have you made instead of this rework? Either of you.
Raven, would you like to talk about something else? Because there's an ad right now that's starting on Twitch, and I want people, if we're gonna talk about something important, I'd like to have everybody able to watch. So it says that there's an ad starting soon. It doesn't say that it started yet, but
all right.
Would we talk about something else until the end? Oh, there's an ad in progress right now. So in 1 minute 30, we'd be able to talk about that. Okay.
So we should stall for 1 minute and 30 seconds.
We should stall.
Let's stall, guys. Let's stall.
You know what we should do to stall, chat? You should scroll down to below the video on Twitch, and you should click subscribe. And if you see that you have Twitch Prime, you should use it on either of our channels. You know why you should use Twitch Prime? It's free. It costs you nothing. You lose it if you don't use it. And best of all, you're taking money from Daddy Bezos and putting it into our pockets. Daddy Bezos is a billionaire.
Daddy Bezos left
from
pocket.
another.
Exactly. You remove money from a billionaire and you put it into your favorite streamer's pockets. I mean, that's dope, right? Who doesn't love doing that?
That's what we call a Twitchy on the channel.
A Twitchy? A Twitchy?
Yeah.
Thank you for the Twitchy.
Give us your Twitchies, guys. Give us your Twitchies.
All right, guys. Come on, empty your pockets. Give us all of your Twitchies. No, I mean... Sorry, it was such a crowbarred-in thing, but I thought it'd be funny.
Yeah, absolutely. Just go subscribe to Raven, subscribe to us, whatever.
Wait, somebody did, but I can't see it because my Twitch chat's hidden behind my multi-chat. 1 minute.
I can actually see it. What Cake One? Thank you subscribing to Raven.
What Cake is one of our.
Yeah, they were the first person I saw. They were the proof of your chat joining ours.
Yeah,
I'll remember you forever, What Cake.
He's a beautiful man.
Oh my God!
Pikachu's. Pikachu, thank you for the 10 years since
Pog.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pikachu also is a very generous.
Also,
a viewer, a friend.
Jesus.
We do a little thing here.
What did they just give you?
The Jeff community is genuinely like one of the nicest communities. We're so blessed to actually have all of you guys here.
What the fuck?
Oh my God!
Wait, no.
Oh, wait, watch
10
Kick just
community
give
subs gifted
Raven,
by
I
what,
believe.
Cake?
Nice.
This is the best ad break that's
Thank
ever
you.
been run.
Thank you, Watch Cake. Watch Cake is a beautiful man, indeed.
love-
The most profitable
okay.
stalling.
Yeah, most profitable stalling.
Thank you, Pikachu. Thank you, Watch Cake. Thank you for people for bearing with us. Now our friends are out of the ad. The people who are not subscribed.
Wonderful.
The ad is
The
not.
notifications have to stop, Kim, because they just keep going here for
Of
us.
course.
I mean, that's fine. I will restart the question as soon as you say you're ready. I'll just repeat it for those that have forgotten.
Yeah. No, but they heard it. They heard because.
Oh, did it cut
you
me off
asked me
afterwards?
Before. Yeah.
Okay.
What's happening?
Andoshi!
What is
Oh my
happening?
God!
Oh my god! They said
Andoshi, you know what
said
Andoshi
stalling.
18.
Raven, you know who Andoshi is? People, you know who
No.
Andoshi is?
No,
Oh,
I
you
don't
don't?
know.
On
You never
YouTube.
seen it?
No, you'll have to send me a link
does
after the
He
stream.
has a very good Jeff impression.
Oh, I
He's the
love
one who
Jeff
went
impressions.
viral for sounding like exactly like Jeff. He does it. Unfortunately,
Wait,
he stopped
do they do
uploading this
TikTok
video.
sometimes? I've seen
what?
someone do Jeff impressions on TikTok.
I think that might be him. That might
Yeah,
be
it
him.
might be him then. I'm not very good at remembering people's names off TikTok. I just scroll.
Thank you so much, Andoshi. Thank you so much.
you.
Guys,
Thank you so
25
much,
million
man. The
beholds in
goat.
chat, please. Um,
So you can ask me the question again so people get
Yeah, of
back
course.
on track
Yeah,
of what we were talking about.
stop giving us money. We need to work now. So the question I asked you was, of course, if you guys had made if you guys were in charge, if you were hired by, they're giving me more money.
well, the notifications on our side are still going. It's just screaming behold for us.
Well, mine's just a little evil Jeff chuckle.
Okay. I think we gotta wait
What
for.
the fuck?
Okay, this
They're more
discussion is
gifted.
turning into
It's fine. We'll cut it out the video.
Can I snooze the emote some? I don't know how to do it.
I just saw that 1K gifted more on Ravens
What the fuck? I just got 10
Pikachu.
more.
Pikachu.
What is
thank
happening?
You, boys. Thank you.
You know what? Aqua.
Boys and girls.
I don't know which one of you would be the missus, but Mr. and Mrs. Aqua. I'm gonna stream with you more often because your community's dope. They're giving me lots of pocket money.
I know. We have the best community on Twitch. I've always said it.
They're the
second
best.
best.
What do you
Surely.
expect?
Yeah, I'll accept second best and no more.
Wait, there's a shared hype train now. We're fighting 53 to 47. What is this?
Yeah.
Guys, we're losing.
We're losing.
Jack,
Wait,
you
we're
can't
losing.
keep gifting. We need to
Aqua
prove we're the
Burst is
superior
whoa.
chat.
Guys, Aqua Burst is losing.
Aquaburst
No.
has to lose. The cult's just stronger. I am the god king of the bed cult, and you can't beat a cult.
Yeah.
This is fucking wild. Thank you for the support, everybody. Jokes aside, we obviously all appreciate it a lot.
Thank you guys.
Should we get
Okay,
back
I
on
think the
track?
beholds have stopped now.
We're gonna
We
say
can-
more
we can-
thanks
yeah.
after the serious discussion we're having.
Yeah.
Let's get back on track. Boys.
Okay.
So just to put it in perspective, right now we're streaming to approximately 280 people.
I've got 130 on my YouTube side as well. I don't know if you're multi-streaming or not.
We got 100.
We have 174 on YouTube right now, and about now it went down a little bit. 102 on YouTube.
Dope. Yeah, we're getting lots.
So
of
That's good. We're getting some outreach here.
we need guys share the stream, share the streams both on YouTube and on Twitch. Your friends, the Discord channels you may be in. We really need to get this stuff. This is our final blow. This is the final fight. This is the last line of defense holding us from this terrible decision against NetEase. Okay,
Against our
we
son.
need to hold the lines. They are hitting the capital. They
Whoa,
hit the
whoa, whoa,
capital
whoa,
tomorrow.
whoa,
Okay,
no, wait.
Chill. The Jeff capital.
Jeff Capital.
share the stream, everyone,
That's what we
guys.
mean.
All the Discord channels, the YouTube,
In game.
TikTok,
In
whatever.
game.
In game as well.
I don't
Go
wanna
in
see
your
any
top game and
jokes.
stay and ask people to come join there. We need to make this as big as possible.
Yeah, Ondoshi, we'll fix it after the stream. And someone else subbed with
game.
thank you. Gaz said thank you so much for the gifted
Oh
tier
yeah,
one.
Gaston, absolutely. I
think-
go to the stream as well.
I think
Yeah.
Andoshi, you'll definitely get your role, Andoshi. You'll get the sponsor role shortly after the V. Maybe
think-
can give it to you. V, give Mr. Andoshi the sponsor role on Discord.
I think we've derailed a little on the conversation here, so we
Pixel
really
pop.
got to get back on track.
We'll
All
get
right,
back on
Raven,
track.
Raven, what was the great question you had?
For the 4th time now.
Yeah, honestly. The question was, of course, NetEase is looking. NetEase has fired the intern that has made these
Yes.
terrible decisions for Jeff, and they say, "Look, we still need."
We're so
Look at
sorry.
again. What is going
What
on? Wait, how many gifted
Discount
did you just
Pikachu
get?
just dropped 50 gifted.
What the
Did
fuck?
you
How many
misclick?
gifted is that?
Yo, Pikachu.
Pikachu's,
Oh
what are
my
you doing?
Wait,
Crazy.
how many has she gifted in the? Oh my goodness.
Discount Pikachu might have to go as a sponsor of this stream, honestly, at this point. Like, just listed before the video starts. This stream was brought to you by Discount Pikachu.
This is actually
Pikachu,
insane.
guys. Okay, hear me out. Pikachu has gifted 293 subscribers on the channel.
I want you
Oh,
to know
wait.
that's more
They're
than the total
absolutely
amount on my
goated.
channel.
I'm pretty sure everybody right now in the chat has a subscription, so nobody's gonna experience ads, which is actually awesome. Because this stream, we're gonna fight against the tyrant. Okay,
Tyrants.
I mean,
We're
it's
gonna
better
stop
than
them,
comparing it
guys!
to other events.
10 beholds. Everybody drop 10 beholds in the chat. 10 beholds in the chat. In the shared chat right now. The shared chat right now. Everybody drop beholds from the Aqua Burst channel. Everybody. We're gonna
What do you
fight
drop?
back
What do you
against
drop in the
tyrant.
Raven stream? Do you drop some ravens?
Everybody
We
drop
have a
behold.
bunch of
Everybody
Raven
drop
above.
behold.
But
Everybody
we've
drop
been doing a lot
behold.
of Save Jeffs at the moment. We also have Raven Yap. And then go.
Thank you, Pikachu.
Oh,
Thank you. Get
God,
it.
There's more.
No.
We're supposed to have a
Cake,
conversation
man.
here.
Cake.
Cake, Pikachu's.
Pikachu,
Jesus
7. Oh,
Christ.
they wanted to finish 300 subs for Pikachu. Thank you. Thank
Oh,
you.
God.
I feel like at
Okay.
this point, it's fair to say that your chat won the sub competition.
Where the
community,
Raven?
the Jeff community.
The Jeff community are the real winners, and you want to know who's the real winner? Us, because we just got all your money. There we go. See?
Oh God. This is gonna go to the Jeff funeral, guys, that we are hosting on
Yeah.
Friday.
We're funding it.
Yeah, absolutely.
We
Thank
will
you
get him
so
a great
much, Cake.
casket.
I think at some point on this stream, if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna just say this was not planned, but we should get Cake on the call briefly if he's down to. Obviously, he's been playing with us for a long while, and he knows a lot more about the game as well. He just knows a lot of things about a lot of things. He's just a very knowledgeable person.
Has some good
So,
takes.
Yeah,
But-
so I'd like to get him on if he's down. He could
It's gonna
also
break
give
our
us
overlays a little bit, though, Kim.
a third
Yeah, I was gonna
opinion.
say it'll break our overlays, but maybe if we
Ooh.
do this again as like a post revert or after you guys have tried it, we could do it
Uh-huh.
a second time and get them on. That might be a good.
Yeah.
You know, like a follow up if they revert or if they don't, and when you guys have actually got your hands on Jeff, we could do a follow up and invite your bud, because that way we don't have to
Of
break all
course.
the overlays.
I
I would do it
genuinely
before and
think
after.
if there's no changes made, I genuinely think we're gonna have to continue talking about this, like talking and talking and
course.
talking until we. Because if we go silent, we're like, okay, these changes are good, then they're gonna be good. That's
We
all
need
we're
to
gonna.
keep fighting. We need to keep fighting. Like you never stop. We need to keep fighting out. Every stream, we're gonna need to hashtag save Jeff. As long as Jeff hasn't been saved, even if we could play Jeff, like we need to keep doing it. Even after Friday, we keep calling it out. Okay, we have to keep fighting back. I'm down tomorrow's stream because we stream on Wednesday. Tomorrow's stream we're probably gonna talk about this issue again. Maybe not for an hour, maybe for 30 minutes, maybe for 20 minutes. I don't know, but we will keep talking about this, okay? Because this is actually like it hurts us to see this.
And chat,
Okay,
I've just been
we
told that
really want-
the signatures for the petition have hit over 3K. So if you want to support that, I don't know if it's pinned in your
let's
chat,
go.
but it is pinned in mine. I'm sure my mods can post it in the
It's
shared
been
chat.
in our chat for
Yeah,
3
it is.
days now.
Dope. Make sure you sign in that petition if you haven't already. And with that, I think we really should get back on track.
Absolutely. Okay, so they fired the
wait,
intern,
one
guys.
second. I just have one
Okay.
more interjection. We still have what are they
Oh, yeah.
called? Alerts
I
going.
wanna-
Should I mute the alerts for now?
Are you able to?
Pikachu, would you be okay if I mute the alerts? What cake?
Yeah,
Would
what
it be
think
alright?
Pikachu should be the ones to decide. Would that be okay?
Yeah, okay. We'll
Yeah,
mute it for a
Pikachu
little
agrees.
bit.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so
But okay.
back
yeah,
on
let's go.
track.
Also, I
We
just
had our
want
little side
to
quest.
go on a tangent. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Please,
This stream will take longer than we
please, Kim,
expected.
please,
But it's just
no
been
more
going great, okay?
tangents.
It's been going great. You agree, Raven. It's been going great. So, guys, I want to just take a moment to thank everybody who's been following the channel. I'm not gonna name names, but you know yourselves, there's a lot of followers right now. I want to really thank you guys. Thank you for the support. Thank you for supporting the cause. And without further ado, we'll just get back to Raven. Okay, go. They fired the intern. What happened? What happened?
For
So
the
they
final
fired
term.
the intern that made these decisions, because no professional game designer's made a decision like this rework. It clearly hasn't been thought through. So they fired them. Now they've hired you. You're making the Jeff changes. You could be buffing him, you could be nerfing him, you could be reworking him. What are you doing? Luke, do you want to start? Let's put you on the spot.
So they asked me to rework Jeff. Is that?
We're
is that
interns.
what it is?
We're netties, Kim. We're
We're in
netties.
that East
We're
right
hired.
now. Okay. How am I supposed to say it in Chinese? Or can I say it in English?
Alrighty. So the first thing I would do, I would go to the computer where the Jeff changes are, and I click the big revert button. Boom, reverted.
Already goated.
Okay?
Loving it
All right.
already.
Control A delete. Yes.
Then the next event that's going to happen is I'm gonna turn on some rivals and go play the new season. That's it. That's literally. I genuinely think. Okay, if they revert the changes and they do literally nothing to the character apart from the new team ups, I think Jeff would be still awesome to play.
Yeah, you're right.
Or at
Sorry
least
to cut you
fun.
off.
He'd at
But
least be
they
fun.
wanted to make the character more of a healer. And by removing the Luna team up, he's already lost so much of his damaging capabilities. And they turned that into a healing team up, which will just implicitly make Jeff mains more enticed to play him as a healer. Like it just more healing capability overall. So that alone could have turned him from being a throw pick, whatever DPS, into, like, even in lower elos, into a better healer, and people were not gonna be complaining. People are not gonna say he's a throw pick. People are not gonna complain that he's unkillable, because he's gonna be tend to stick a little bit more in the backline and heal. And I think that could have actually genuinely fixed the issue.
With the new Venom team up, it being a defensive team up where you like heal your team,
Don't rate it.
I
very
think it's.
much.
Is it very? How's the healing on it even?
So the healing's like not very. I'm gonna be honest, it's not great.
Oh.
It's more like you get 50 overhealth every 20 seconds if they're not taking damage.
Oh, so it's quite bad, actually.
And to be fair, I've been wrong about things early on before. I thought the thing wasn't going to be very good, and then he came out, and people much smarter than me figured out how to play him. So, you know, I could be wrong. It might be that I just haven't thought about the right situation to use it in. But from every situation I have tried it in, it just feels like you get 50 overhealth on a 20-second cooldown. And when you compare that to, say, the Scarlet Witch team up, which lets you nuke a team every 20 seconds...
It's not good. The Scarlet Witch team
Yeah.
is not good. I play Scarlet Witch. I used to main her. I have a Lord on her. The team up is actually not good.
So the
I
only
love it.
change,
It's fun.
I think,
inaccurate.
if they really want to promote this playstyle of having Jeff as a healer and having him less in the backlines, make his healing more enticing, like a more enticing playstyle, because you're not as effective just sitting in the backline if that's what you want to do. He's not meant to be played that way, but if you make that playstyle a bit more enticing, I think people will automatically play him in that way. Just the same way we tried to start, just the same way we started flanking is because his healing wasn't great. The same way they can do his healing, so we will be more enticed to play in that playstyle. While also, it doesn't completely remove his offensive capabilities if you do still want to like partake in flanking the backline in certain scenarios. That's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good take. Make it natural, don't force it. Make him more fun in those scenarios, because that's all people want. They want to feel they want to either win in ranked, or they want to have fun, or they want to do both, depending on the type of person. So I think that's a good take. Make it more fun rather than just forcing it, because that's the problem. They have forced it with this update really like hap-handedly and not very well.
Yeah, force it by removing it, which is not the way to go around things.
Okay, so I want to move on now to the community questions that I got. Now, I picked 3 community questions. I asked in my server earlier what questions would my community, who are some members are part of your community, what would they want me to ask you specifically? So, Out of the Dark asked me to ask you guys, do you feel alienated by Marvel Rivals? How do you feel about the disparity between Jeff being called overpowered and a throw pick at the same time?
Do I feel alienated in the sense that these changes, or
Yeah, do you feel alienated by their decision to sort of fucking destroy your character by spitting on him and then throwing him off a cliff?
by destroying the character? Definitely, because it seems like they don't have much of like a don't have a good pulse on what's happening in the community in this specific subgenre of the Jeff players.
Mhm.
If they were listening to us and they were seeing the way we adopted them, I feel like it would have been the best call for them to listen to us and try to push that character in that direction so everyone can enjoy him in that way. Also, how do I feel the disparity between like being called overpowered and throw pick?
Yeah, how?
I
yeah, that's you worded it exactly.
I feel thing is, Jeff is bad at healing. We all know that. If he's played in just the healing sense, but if you can play him in both senses, he's definitely not a throw pick. One of the like remarks people have is that you always force your team into a free healer setup, but you don't need to see Jeff as a support character by any means. You should see him as an in-between, that you just always have two supports, and look at him as a DPS for all I care, to be honest.
I mean, that's how I think about it as well. If you view him as a DPS, all of the issues immediately go away. If you view him as a DPS that can also heal, it's fine. And by the way, Ultron is a DPS that has a tiny bit of healing in his kit. It's weird that they got rid of Jeff because he's a problematic flex character, and now we've got
It's
a
ridiculous.
new flex character like in the same patch. Sorry, Kim, you go ahead. But I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah. Let me trace back what I wanted.
It's funny they actually advertised Ultron as such a DPS character as well. His entire trailer is just showing him damaging people. What? And then at the same time they forged a strategist Jeff into just the healing world. What? I don't get it. They want these hybrid playstyles. We have what is this? Mr. Fantastic. He's in between a tank and a DPS.
Yep.
This is really fun for the game to have such characters, and yet they take one of the most unique characters this game has. I haven't seen any other game have such a unique character in the way his dynamic is with healing and always having an uptime pretty much. And they just took that away. They took that away. So yeah, Ultron is a very interesting decision in the way they chose to advertise. Kim, go ahead.
Jeff is being called at the same time a throw pick and OP. I feel like Jeff has been a meme since the game started, and I think there's a lot of factors that played into this. But every time Jeff is in a team, they will end up blaming everything on him. So if they lose, they will end up blaming it on Jeff, whether it's his fault or not. And if they win, then the enemy team will blame it on Jeff. It's just a crazy that I don't even know. This has no logical explanation.
That's the weirdest dynamics.
It has been a meme. Like the shorts made on him. Like he's been the cute character that everybody liked it when the game started and everything. And it's been a lot of shorts made about him on he's a demon. He's this. He's that. And I think a lot of little like factors has played into people that. Jeff is like the spotlight of every game, and whatever happens, everybody just turns their eyes onto Jeff. And
Yeah,
I feel like that's
the
what
community scapegoat.
Yeah, it's just an easy thing to blame Jeff, and he's just an easy thing to blame him for a win or for a loss if you're on the enemy team. It's just crazy that it's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. Do you have anything else to say, Luke, or should I move on to the next question?
No, you can move on.
Wonderful. So the next community question was from Cookie Evolved. I'd like the discussion to address how trust within the Jeff fan base has been lost with the devs. Even if reverted now, the silence makes our voices feel invalidated. Sorry, 1 minute. I need to scroll along. Paired with the gaslighting in the main community, how will this affect Jeff players long term? Will the alienation fade and revert, or will the silence have done too much damage? Basically, do you think that the Jeff community will ever recover from this sort of feeling of betrayal that has almost universally swept through us as a community because of these changes? Do you think we'll get over it if they revert the changes?
I mean, I feel like a lot of the players that once played Jeff, at least I read that people feel that they're losing interest in the game at that point. If they lose such a character that they play. Again, NetEase is a big company. It's not a little indie studio that can just like instantly say that's it, instant change, and they can give you an answer like tomorrow. So do expect some time. I really expect that we will get these changes for this season. It's whatever. It's already set in stone, and we might see some kind of adjustment in season 3 or the mid. I'm pretty sure there's still like an in-between patch that they normally have,
which would only be 2 weeks now. So
not terrible.
Which is
so
my
I'm
theory.
hoping. Yeah.
My theory is so from what I know and from what I've what I can share from my conversations with devs, they're aware of the kickback. Then they don't know what they're gonna do yet, type thing. They haven't come out with a decision, because if they had, we don't know. But they're very much aware of what that a segment of the community is unhappy. So my theory is, because they seemed very convinced that when I was talking to one of the devs, they were convinced that I would like the change. So I think they're convinced the change is going to be popular when it comes out. My theory is they won't revert it before it comes out. On the 30th, the change will come out. We will have to deal with it. And then when it gets to the mid-season, we'll either see something there. Maybe they'll like buff him up. And then if people still aren't happy come the halfway split, that's when they'd consider reverting. If the Jeff community basically keeps whinging through the entire rest of season 2.5. Because at that point, go on.
What I really fear, they set this character to be as this very simple healer now, as a 1-star character that's quite easy to pick up with no more real skill expression. With either burst healing with his bubbles, now they're just regenerative or whatever. So the skill ceiling has been lowered to their desired 1-star, let's say.
Yeah, I mean, I'd agree with that.
I fear that they're going to take this as the baseline and buff him from there.
Yeah.
Keeping his monotonous new gameplay, but buffing him in the sense of making him a stronger Healbot, give him maybe some survivability. But what the problem is that we got taken away a very important way we play this character, and that's what the outrage is, I think, all about. So I fear that we're getting this new baseline for the character, and they might just not listen to us.
I mean, I think that's a fair thing to be scared of. I'm not convinced they're going to listen to us. Because I feel like they would have no matter what. I touched on this in my video. I was like, oh, they should have. I think it's a huge mistake that they haven't come out and acknowledged the backlash. There has been no, look, we understand that you're all not happy. What we want to do is let you try it, and then we'll make it. Because if they'd have said, look, we're going to leave it out for a week. We'll give you all a week to play it. And then if you still don't like it, we'll look at other options. There's nothing. There's not, no, we're sticking with it. There's not, we'll let you try it. Like, if they'd have given the community an answer, I feel like people would be more understanding. But it's the fact they've said nothing. Like, there is no hint of whether that they even care. You know what I mean? And not feeling like they care is a big issue.
Something I noticed, if you remember, when they dropped that new gameplay video to both the 4 mains and the Jeff mains.
Yeah.
To try to be like, oh, look, guys, this is not that bad. Look at him.
I know where this is going. Go say it, because chat might not.
I mean, they have, I feel like they definitely have an idea of our outrage, and they're listening to us, but I'm not sure I'm gonna I
feel like they're taunting us at this point with that video, man. Like, what? Like 2 Iron Man or whatever that is, just stop shooting at Jeff.
Yeah, that's where I thought you were going with this, Luke. They faked the fight in the video, and obviously it's all fake.
They did.
They're marketing videos, to be clear. They're not meant to be videos that show active gameplay. They're not, like, if you watch the original video, everybody's moving side to side. Like, the actual gameplay in it isn't the point. But they had to, so we're in the scene where Jeff is fighting the Human Torch. The Human Torch gets Jeff down to like 20 hit points after like a second, and then doesn't shoot him again for the rest of the fight.
They stop.
Yeah, they stop. They just stop. They're
And
like,
then
oh shit, we're gonna kill him.
When the hell do you ever get? When the hell do you ever get 11 people lined up in one line
in one hallway?
Exactly. And
Just like
Jeff's
the
already good at
perfect
healing in that
scenario.
circle. But Jeff's
And
already
even
good at
then,
healing
it
then.
didn't look impressive.
No,
Even
it
then,
didn't.
it was so bad.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually crazy. Yeah, like they portray this in the most perfect scenario, and even then it looks terrible and very unfun.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm sorry for cutting you off there.
No, it's fine. I was just gonna say I don't have a lot of faith in them at the moment.
No, but again, they see the backlash, and I'm not sure what they're gonna choose to do about it.
I wanted
They're
to say
taunting
something
us at this
earlier.
point.
I
Yeah,
wanted to
go
say
ahead.
earlier, like, I forgot what the point I was gonna make when you were talking about the has the silence hurt it too much. I think no. I think not. I think the silence hasn't hurt anything. If on Friday or before Friday, which is 2 days from now, they come up with a patch and they say that we've heard your outrage and we are not moving along with these changes, or at least like Raven said, they say that they'll tune down some things, they'll revert certain things. For example, maybe they'll revert Aqua Burst, which is the right click, the spit.
Mhm.
They revert it into from an ability that passively recharges into an ability that you need to press R to reload, or
They
maybe
could've-
just like Wanda, for example, like when you shoot Aqua Burst and then you heal your allies, the more healing and damage you do with Drawful Splash, the faster that right click charge or something like that. Like they just be like, oh, we acknowledging you guys' existence.
I'd be
I
happy
think that
with
would
them
have been
just
better.
of just
100%.
saying like, okay, guys, we hear you. We're gonna do something. It even doesn't need to happen now. It can happen in 2 weeks in their mid patch or whatever. They just
No,
need
but
to
we
say
need
that they will
knowledge
try to
now.
fix this.
Exactly. That's what they need. People need reassurance that they aren't being ignored.
Because
And
now
the
there's
si-
complete
yeah.
radio silence, which makes me say that this feels like devs from 2009. Like there is no community feedback.
It's a live service game.
No,
We have the internet.
Yeah,
There's
there's
no
no-
excuse
there's
for
no-
how it's being handled.
I don't know. We started to doubt that they have internet in their office at this point.
We think they get internet connection once a month and then that's it.
Yeah.
They just hack it. From
They
the
have a
local
limited amount.
McDonald's.
They've got a dongle that has like a gigabyte of
Yeah.
internet on it. It's back in the 2000s. Okay, let's
Just
get-
enough to upload the new patch.
So the final community question, if you guys are ready to move on.
There's an ad
Yep.
starting right now.
And then
which
everybody
I'm
has
gonna
subs, Kim.
snooze.
Everyone has subs.
I snooze this anyway. Go.
Alright, go on. Go on.
Oh, actually, we've kind of already touched on this one. We rambled on and went onto a tangent that covered it because it's more about the stats and the stuff that you would personally have changed. So we'll skip it. But I want Sekuho. I'm not sure how you. I don't know how you say that name. I'm sorry. I'm a white British person. I don't know how to say a name with a funny accent under one of the letters. But the question was if they kept the rework with numbers, what numbers, tweaks, and numerical values would you make? So it's the same thing we've already said before, but I want to acknowledge that we did see your suggestion, Sekuko, and
But like again, it could have been a much smaller change to really
100%.
diverge him into a different playstyle.
Yeah.
Could have taken his shot ammo count from 12 to 8, as simple as that.
Made
made him reload more.
Yeah, make him reload
It
more.
would already be big.
Yeah, make him
Yeah.
reload more. You could touch his bubble mounts. There's a bunch of things they could have done without gutting his character, I think, is the consensus on it.
Yeah.
But I have a version of Jeff in my head that I've always been telling people about. Whether it's every single ability, I have a way to make it better and fit his playstyle. But it doesn't need, like, not all of these need to be implemented at once, because otherwise maybe it would break him or something. But I'll start with his ult. I think his ult is very hard to land. I think it's very punishing when you don't land it. I think that's
is weird.
Luke and I
Yeah,
both
that
agree
fact
that
you
that's
very
Stunned
punishing.
for missing
That-
is bizarre to me. There's no
the
one that
animation
punishes
that-
you like that.
Yeah, that animation just should not exist in a game. Like, alongside, let's not even talk about stuff they do, like the cinematic stuff, like the maps changing, ruining it.
Oh,
the
God.
Jeff misses his ability. He's like going on a drama, Indian Turkish movie drama. Oh, I missed my, like, that does not need to exist in a competitive game. Okay, you're pushing for competitive. You're pushing for esports. That's not supposed to be in the picture. Like, if you want the map to change, make it no clip, and then when everything is in place, then make it merge together, or make, like, there's so many things you need to do. But I'll
Can we
just talk
actually
about
touch
Jeff
upon
now.
the map changes and stuff? How they move?
Can I just talk about Jeff's
Go on.
rework, like he said?
We'll talk about that.
There's like his Q, his ult should either give him a shield when he procs it, whether it gets people or not. He should get at least 100 blue health, okay? Because it's very punishing. Everybody can kill him. Everybody knows where he's gonna spawn, and it's really easy to dodge, okay? And when it eats people, it does way too little damage. So you have two choices. You either make it percent health damage, so it can actually do something to tanks, or you make it a CC ability. And if Jeff does not have anywhere to throw people off the map, if he chooses to throw them at a wall, okay, they get stunned, kind of like the Thing's ult for like
That
a
would be
brief moment for like
interesting.
0.5 seconds. That would make it.
Yeah, but think maps like Clintar, where his ult becomes pretty much useless.
Yeah, there's like one pit right at the start, and you need to go over a wall to get there.
That's insane.
You have to
So
hop a
yeah,
fence to
buffing
get
is
to a wall. I mean a pit.
buffing his ult in the sense of like either percentage-based damage or some kind of CC, like very small CC.
I think
Anything.
it's really cool to have people like you just either chuck them outside the map or you chuck them at the wall and they just bonk their head and get a little bit dizzy, you know? That's kind of fun.
I mean, for the chatters that aren't aware, if we're not including ultimates to dodge Jeff's ultimate, there are 3 heroes in the game that don't have a direct ability that lets them counter Jeff's ult.
Who are they?
So Adam Warlock, because we're not including ultimates. Luna, because we're not including ultimates. And Mantis, because, well, Mantis can't anyway. Mantis can't, if you center yourself on Mantis, you can eat her before she gets out, even when she's ulting. So there are 3 characters in a game with, like, what, 40 heroes in it? That can't counter Jeff's ult with an ability. Or a passive.
To be fully honest with you about Luna, when I play Luna, I find myself constantly ulting to avoid Jeff's. If I'm in the center of it, I find myself constantly ulting, and it's actually worth it. So Luna can absolutely dodge Jeff's.
Oh, they can. I'm not including ultimates. If we include ultimates, the Mantis is the only hero in the game that doesn't have an interaction. And in theory, her speed lets her break line of sight and have a bigger chance of surviving. So you could argue
pretty much
there is not a single hero that has a 0 interaction sum with Jeff's ult.
So there's that where you can they can escape your grab, but there's like a million ultimates that can also counter you after you ult. So we have Magneto, we have Moon Knight, we have Namor, we have they all can just place Iron Man.
Get back off a cliff if you've tried to throw them off. Like Jeff's ult has 3 opportunities to counter it. You can counter it by dodging his initial munch. You can counter it by killing him when he's moving with you. Your teammates can, and you can counter it by, let's say he's going to try and throw you off a map, escaping that. So
it's funny how much pre-planning you have to do with that ult, how much work you have to put in with that ult to make it work.
Yeah, 100%. It's wild. But I'll never stop enjoying doing it as a group Jeff combo.
No, it's so fun.
Yeah, the group Jeff combo is so fun. You just eat everyone and just throw yourself off a map and consistently get kills with it.
But complaining about this ult being hard to hit, it's really not an issue. It makes it more fun, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean,
to try to land it.
Needed a buff. I could see maybe they could have removed the animation from the end of it actually. So that would have been a buff that I would have been okay with. Removing
punishment enough that you're out of the game for 6-7 seconds while you're ulting.
Yeah,
that's punishment enough. I feel like.
Yeah. It's like Wanda's ult. It's been a horrible ult for the entire day, and they refuse to change it. The one change they did is they made it so that you get a blue shield, which does not do anything because that ult cannot kill a single person. Any elo from diamond and up, you're not gonna get a kill with Wanda's ult, and they've done nothing about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see Wanda's ult work in high elo ever.
No,
because
it's
you know
the loudest ult.
Yeah.
It's not even that. I main Wanda, and the problem is that every single shield in the game, like I'm talking Magneto shield and I almost said what cake shield. I mean Doctor Strange shield. When it's there, when he's using his shield, it's the way it shields people is way bigger than what it is. So if there is a Doctor Strange that's using his shield, even if you see a person way further back behind his shield, or you're supposed to be able to kill him, the shield just breaks and that person does not die. So when there is a Doctor Strange, one that's ulted, he just uses his shield, nobody dies. The damage gets absorbed in a very, very weird way.
I mean, that's a problem though.
Broken.
The only problem I think is that one that can get CC'd in such an expensive ult, and when you move so slowly and when you're so loud, and especially when there's an exclamation mark on you saying that you're ulting, there's so much things warning you about it. It is so easy to either hide or CC or kill you. That's kind of funny.
It's for so long as well.
But to be fair, it's consistent, right? Because Jeff's ult has the capacity to wipe a team, and it's one of the least consistent ults in the game. And Wanda's ult has the capacity to wipe a team, and it's one of the least consistent ults in the game. At least they're capable of making things inconsistently terrible, but also great at the same time.
It's the best if you hit it. It's like the
Oh,
best
it's
feeling.
so satisfying.
I had one
And I
instance in my 500 hours of playing Rivals in which I got a 6-man kill with Wanda's ult through a strange portal.
I don't think I've got a
Remember
6-man
Luke,
munch on
on
Jeff's ult
Hell's
since low
Heaven?
elo. Sorry, repeat that?
I said, remember Luke? It was on Hell's
That was great. But
And
like,
they got-
I mean, that's exactly what makes this game so fun. Is that like there is these inconsistencies and like in these very fun plays that you
Oh,
can
you
do,
fucking
and
twat.
that's what we
Oh,
live for. That's what we play Rivals for these moments. But right now, Jeff has been taking away any kind of moment he can have. Like, he's been stripped away. You can sit in the back line and just do your joyful splash from the back line. Have fun. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Sorry, my cat was ripping up the carpet. I had to jump up and get them out of the room. Right. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ! We've been here almost an hour.
We've
and a half.
gone on many tangents. That's
I
for
mean,
sure.
I mean,
but
it's good, right? People want to hear us talk. We're talking. We're yappers. We both have yapping emotes, right?
yeah.
Yeah, go for
Spam the yapping
Yeah,
emotes.
Yeah,
yapping
get Raven
emotes
and
in the
Shark
chat,
yapping
guys.
emotes in chat. Come on, we want to see them. We'll move on to the next set of questions because there's 3 questions left I want to get through.
Go ahead.
And at this point, it is time to get onto the theory questions, the fun ones. So you're the intern again. Whoa, you've kept your job.
Whoa. We're back.
But this time, Mr. Rivals approaches you and goes, Luke, Kim, we've heard that the Save Jeff petition has hit over 3k signatures. So we're doing a U-turn. We are reverting Jeff. But
Ooh, let's go.
But it isn't all good. They're keeping one of the negatively received changes. Which negatively received change are you keeping? And it has to be negative. You can't be like, I'm keeping the
God.
passive. No, you have to
God.
keep one of the negative changes.
I would say definitely.
It's so hard to say because if you say the shift ability,
Joyful Splash a negatively received
Yes.
change.
Yeah.
It is negatively. Well, then I'll definitely keep Joyful Splash as it is right now with the old Jeff. That would make him perfect for what he does.
well,
It
but that's
reduces
like
his
not
healing,
as bad.
technically.
It's not as bad. It's not that negative. Like if you revert his Aqua Burst and have this Joyful Splash with the damage on top, it's not that bad.
Yeah, that would be
It's
really
good.
good, I would argue. It
That would be
a
okay.
buff.
Yeah.
It would be a
like that.
buff. Yeah.
You run out of right click ammunition and then you just start spraying the
Finish
rest.
them
Like
off.
that would be kind of
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah, anytime
I think.
someone's on like low health, you just squirt at them from across the map. Wording.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah,
shoot them with
that'd
it
be
from
cool.
across the map.
So
Anyway,
that could
let's
not.
not count
I'm not gonna.
that.
No, we're not counting that as a negative.
No, it's
Like
not been
negative
allowed.
is energy. Energy on his shift is very negative because it just makes his gameplay.
But he's asking you
clunky.
what you're gonna keep. What do you want to keep? The
Yeah,
one bad thing you're
negative
gonna
thing.
keep.
Negative. Yeah.
Yeah.
Joyful
Well,
Splash is a
put in
pretty
the-
good addition if you keep the other things.
Yeah, it's more. I guess what I understand what you're saying, Luke. It is bad because everything is bad. But if that was the only
Yeah.
change, it would have actually been a good change.
The 20 health per second wouldn't have been such a hit if that was the
I think.
case.
I think.
Okay,
I think
listen.
personally- Yeah.
Down. My change. Oh no, but that's terrible.
I've struck him.
I'll probably keep the 3 bubbles.
I was gonna
I'll
say
keep
that.
The old Jeff with 3 bubbles. And
Wait,
with
the
all
shit
bubbles
bubbles.
to
Wait,
free
no.
bubbles.
So you're keeping the 120 per healing, you psychopath?
No. It's burst
you
bubbles,
said
which have free bubbles.
No,
we
it's
keep
the bubble
old
changes.
Jeff.
It's a group. You're keeping the. You're not dividing
what-
things.
Can't I take one single change? Can we have something nice here?
No, we're not allowed. We're dealing in Jeff, and he only gets
God.
bad stuff.
Well, no, we
You said
can't
we're
take away
re-
the bubbles.
We're reverting. We're reverting to old Jeff, but we have to implement one of the negative changes. So I'm
Yeah, but
saying
the bubble
we
changes as a
reduce
whole.
these bubbles from 6 to 3. That's it.
Well,
No, but the bubble changes as a whole.
yeah, the bubble changes
Oh,
are
that-
the
that-
bubble
that-
changes.
Okay, so
Well,
what else do we have? We have the shift energy. That's terrible. So
that's horrible.
we have the
horrible.
bubbles. Okay, the bubbles
I think
terrible.
it's all just horrible.
Bursting healing is gone. We have joyful splash is not bad if considering everything else. What else? There's no. You just
The
left
ult-
with these two terrible
I mean,
changes.
technically, the ultimate has an increased cooldown now, but I don't think that's a big enough negative for people to even notice that it happened.
Well, if you think about it, it's not much higher because he can now pierce and heal. But again, in perfect scenarios, only he can do that. So he can deal more healing and damage at the same time. Is the reason they
70
upped
damage
it from.
is reduced from healing, Luke. So it doesn't really increase the.
Oh god, this is terrible. Like what?
I think
Can we
Jeff
just
is
leave
the-
Jeff alone? What is this question, Raven? Why are you torturing us?
It's one of
I
those
think
questions
we're
you get
taking
asked
the
at a
rock
bar
and
that you
a
don't
half,
want to answer.
I think.
Do you want me to give you my answer?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, I work backwards, is how I do it. So, the swim and the bubbles are things that need to be reverted, or I'll never accept Jeff as the same character. Because his ability
Yeah.
to burst heal for himself and his team is essential, and his ability to swim around the map, I mean, that's like the most fun part of his kit consistently.
Yeah.
Meaning, I'm left with either the Joyful Splash, which is the long range thing, but we've ruled that out, it's not negative enough. So that means it's the shooting, where they've reduced his ammo to 3. Now, I don't think it's a perfect
3?
change. Yeah, and I'm not happy about it. It's not a good thing, but of all the things, I would rather be able to burst heal myself, and still have that poke damage, even if it's reduced, than have to deal with the fact that I can't swim forever anymore, and I
Fair.
can't burst heal. Because having played the game, which is why I do have an advantage answering this question over you guys, the new bubbles give him 0 survivability. You get 30 healing a second from them. What the fuck? Like, Jeff in his
terrible.
current DPS can out DPS that, and he has the lowest damage out of any hero in the game. He does less damage than Cloak and Dagger, and he heals less than that with his bubbles. Like,
Oh god.
ugh.
I don't know. I think when you put it this way, I think Jeff is cooked.
Jeff is cooked. What do you? This is what Save Jeff is about. He's cooked.
Yeah, whichever way you look at it, if you look at it like, oh, let's keep only one of these changes, and it's horrible enough.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's a good way, do you not think, to point out that these changes aren't very well thought through, and even the best of the worst of them is a bad change that would make him substantially less fun without balancing.
They
or
all
solving the
promote
issues.
unfun gameplay. They all promote unfun gameplay.
Actually, they're horrible.
Exactly.
Well, we take away. I guess we just.
I think we have 2 more questions.
We
Do you have more questions?
We do. So we have the silly one. I told you about this one earlier. Jeff's Rework is launching tomorrow. You're still the intern, but now it's launching tomorrow. Do you one-trick Jeff out of spite? Do you swap to a real healer? Or do you quit and become a Pal Worlds streamer? What are you
Well, I
doing?
think I'm gonna just buy a boat and go live with the sharks. And just be
in real life.
just go to the sea and be one of the
And
sharks.
while
Really
you're at it,
understand
could
them.
you please investigate if sharks can hold their breath underwater for longer than 6 seconds?
Okay, I will ask them. I will be sure
Honestly.
to ask them.
Or more
Because
likely bury them in
why?
the sand and see if they can hold their breath under there for more than 6 seconds, because it is land he swims in.
Oh god. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna give Jeff an honest try and try to play him as he is now. On May 30th, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna try him. Are you gonna try him? Is that your?
Well, he already has.
I mean,
Yeah, we're gonna.
But to put it into context, Kim, last time in early access, in my previous time in, I played like over 20 hours of early access. It was some of the most fun I'd had. I was like bullying Shroud with Jeff. It was really fun. It was a really good time. This time, I have spent less than 2 hours playing early access. I played on the night of the stream. I played some more. Pardon?
I feel like that's like a theme with the entire game altogether. I feel like I've been playing a lot less of the Marvel Rivals overall because it's just been feeling a little too bland, a little too too great.
Maybe
Like,
it's feeling
there-
bland, but I
there
don't think
isn't-
these changes fix that.
They actually don't. But I'm saying like if the devs were a little bit more proactive, if they were a little more swift with the updates and could actually like keep the game fresh, maybe just I don't know, maybe add a few game modes here and there, something that's not like I don't know, just make the game alive. Like every other game does this.
I mean,
And what do? They give us TFT on yeah, I don't know. The
You don't
is-
like you don't like the new game mode, Kim? What are you saying?
I'm saying that we need the game to be in a decent state.
Sorry, mods, I
I-
broke something. I pinned the wrong message. Can you re-pin the message? I was timing someone out because they're just being rage baity in chat, and I accidentally pinned a random message, I think.
Oh god.
Raven
So all
doesn't know how to
I
stream.
think all I'd like from this game is just some more prompt like balancing, like much faster. It being a live service game. See that Groot is being banned 50%, 100% of the time. Sorry. Just go in and be like, okay, can we tune him down right away so Groot players can play. Just something that they can do fast, on the fly, and quick.
Mhm.
I think they're able to achieve something like that. But yet they refuse and stick to a very strict schedule of doing a mid patch and a full season patch, which I think is not fast enough.
I mean, yeah, I feel like a good way to do like minor changes, like I'm talking numbers changes. You could do that like every 2 weeks. Give the game a little bit of time, maybe at a push every 3, but when it gets longer than that, people get sick of the meta. People unbalance things that unbalance for too long. But also, you don't have to have it on a strict schedule. If they push the new patch in a week from now, we're really surprised and Jeff is super overpowered and we were all wrong and he's like, you know, SSSS tier. Put out a patch and nerf him. Fix it. You don't have to wait for an arbitrary date.
An entire month.
Yeah,
But I think even like
him.
even 2 weeks for like someone like Groot players, I'm saying, like, or for Human Torch players, they're not allowed to play the entire season.
It's
Like
yeah,
if they
exactly.
overtune something that bad, they should instantly go in the next day to go in and do a quick patch to change the number values. It doesn't take so much. I don't think so.
I don't know why they keep it so that it's. Oh, the patch has to happen at the 29th of this month. That's it. And the next month is the next. Even if the game is you boot the game and the game just doesn't boot, then you're just gonna remain. You're not gonna play the game for an entire month until the next patch. Is crazy. Like it's live service. You're supposed to always be updating, always patching. There are games that are right now. I swear to God, Black Ops 3 right now gets more updates than this game.
That doesn't give it.
It doesn't. Well, maybe
It doesn't. That's a bad comparison.
Anything is better than 0. So if it got an update in the past 2 years, it's probably more than it. But jokes aside, Overwatch gets more updates now. Overwatch still gets more updates.
Yeah, Overwatch has a more, I think, even better way, because the way I looked at it, they have a patch, a small patch, a small patch, a small patch. They have multiple smaller patches, changing the values rather than one big patch and then leaving it like rods for.
And when Overwatch wants to nerf a character, they don't go from I mean, like, let's say a character has 80 damage. It does 80 damage with an ability, and people are complaining about it. They go from, oh, we're gonna nerf him from 80 to 78.5 damage. Meanwhile, Marvel Rivals, we're nerfing it from 80 to 10. Like, what does it make no sense? Where was your mind the first day when you made it 80 if that was broken? And where is your mind now? Like, and plus that adds into that, there's no beta, there's no testing. Like, there's only this whatever they call it, partner program.
A staging branch would be awesome. I think that would
like a test
involve
branch.
more people. Yeah.
Yeah, one.
So we could already be playing.
Then.
That isn't just content creators effectively in early access, which isn't a testing branch because they don't generally make changes. Like what we are playing now is generally the version you get, unless there's something.
It's just for advertisement, really.
It is.
The partner
marketing.
thing.
Yeah.
But if they had like a 2 weeks prior, okay, guys, we're releasing season 2.5 on the staging branch now. You can go choose to play it there, and then they see all the problems live. I think they can instantly go be like, turn like the cog and figure out, okay, this guy's way too OP. Let's fix him before the patch rolls out.
Guys, can I tell you?
That's usually what they do. I mean, League of Legends does it. Overwatch does it. Every game, they roll the updates on a beta for a week at least, and then you see it. I mean, the content gets made. Oh, this character is broken. Oh, this is broken. The new thing is broken.
Yeah.
And then during the beta, they adjust it for it to not be as broken, and then they feed it onto the live servers. But here, no, they just destroy the game, feed it directly onto the live servers, and then wait a month before they do anything else. And then when they do something for that problem, then they create another problem at the same time.
I feel like we're going a little hard here now, saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Saying the same. We're going a little hard on them.
Well, they need. I mean, people. I'm pretty sure a lot of people agree with.
No, a lot,
Too
of people,
strict,
no,
too
Kim, a
strict.
lot of people definitely agree with the sentiment, Kim. I think a lot of people, and I think it's a pretty good place to lead into the end of, to start moving towards the end of the conversation, which is no matter where you fall, whether you think Jeff did need a nerf, whether you think Jeff did need a buff, most people are frustrated with how this rework's been handled because Jeff was ignored for 6 months, very minor tweaks, and then out of nowhere, when we'd been told he was being buffed, he got just smashed into the ground. Like,
We're promised minor tweaks.
yeah, minor tweaks, minor buffs, and then all of a sudden he just gets reworked entirely, and it isn't a buff. It's definitely a nerf. Whether you like the changes or not, you can love these changes. That's your prerogative. But they actively do make him worse in the game. That's inarguable. He's weaker than he was before, and when he already had a 44% win rate, I can't imagine they're gonna help increase it.
And whether you like Jeff, you play Jeff or you don't, this is not a good thing. Why? Because this could happen to your character tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow, in a month. Sorry.
Don't worry, you're way too quick on
You're
this.
staying
No.
for a month now. But what I'm trying to say is that having them have the ability to just take a character and just botch it, have you spend 200 hours, 300 hours playing the character, perfecting your playstyle, and then they just buy skins, and then they just like, oh, boom, this character is no more.
Yeah.
I mean, this is bad. Like this could happen to you guys as well if you don't even play Jeff.
Can I say one thing though? I mean, at least we didn't get so many Jeff skins to spend money on before it has happened, right?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't had a Jeff skin in about 6 months, so you're right there.
It's crazy. the original ones that he came up with that snow event. That's it.
All right, so.
We're wrapping it up.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, I'm just reading my notes quickly. Right, this is the final bit. So, in, again, a very short summary, has this conversation changed how you feel about the Jeff rework? Do you feel better or worse about it after the conversation? Or the same?
I think I feel worse.
Worse?
I feel
I never
now.
would have guessed, Kim. You've been so positive. You seem just beaming about it, full of excitement.
When you told me the question about, oh, if you could keep only one of these changes, which one would it be? I found myself stuck between a rock and a hard place. It's like all terrible. Like even if one of these changes happens, it's still horrible. And I'm like, whoa, wait, there's that times 4 now. Like it's just so bad.
That's crazy.
I really feel I learned to look at it from an even worse angle now.
Damn. How about you?
And that's
Lee?
coming from a person who doesn't even play Jeff.
I don't know. It's sad. I'm sad. Thing is that we're also building these like careers upon this with like content creation and all and
100%.
focused on Jeff. It's very scary having this like taken away now.
Yeah, I spoke to my community about this. I was like, whilst we all have the sadness from losing a hero we love, some like me and like you two have the extra added stress from this of this will make Jeff less popular. This will, inarguably. Yeah. He's going to be less popular with the type of people that would be content watchers. He might be more popular with super casuals, but those aren't people logging onto YouTube and Twitch. So he'll be less popular, meaning people like me and yourself who have started to grow really cool audiences. Mine's better. Really cool audiences. I have the better audience, but really cool audience either way. Your guys is.
Well, my audience just gave you.
But like really cool audiences. We risk losing that because whilst there's a lot of people that would stick around because they love, like, for example, my personality or Luke and Kim's personality, there'd be a lot of people that would stick. There'd also be a lot of people that are silent watchers that would just move on and, you know, not be there anymore because Jeff's no longer interesting to them, which is really sad and actually quite scary for us as content creators when I know you guys are bigger than me on YouTube, but I think it's fair to say we're both really just at like we're opening the door into content creation. None of us are like, you know, in there in a place where we're secure and like, we have millions. We're never going to have to stress about anything. No, we're all very much just opening the door into content creation. So this as like a change is threatening for us financially, in a fun way, in like our hobby and the thing we love doing way, in like a potential like dream job way. I don't know about you guys, but content creation has always been something I've dreamed of doing.
Oh, most definitely.
So like losing that because of a fucking stupid decision from a company, devastating.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Like if I would have known like a month prior that this was the decision that they're going to take regarding Jeff, man, I would have been really like taking my time less for granted with Jeff.
Yeah.
And with the videos and, you know. It's so sad.
Yeah.
It is.
But we're gonna push through. This
Yep,
is not the
we're gonna
end,
make
guys.
it.
This
We're
is
gonna
the
keep
reason.
fighting.
This is the reason we're doing these talks here. We're probably gonna have some more. We're not.
Most definitely. Some streams will be. I mean,
More yap sessions to come.
probably alone.
We gotta play sometime as well.
Oh, of
yeah,
course,
maybe
yeah,
we'll get-
100%.
Maybe we'll get Raven again. Maybe we'll get other Jeff content creators. Maybe we'll manage to reach out to even bigger content creators and do an even bigger podcast with like 5 or 6 other people and gather an even larger audience on Twitch or YouTube or whatever. We will keep fighting, no matter if the Jeff Reworks gets implemented or it doesn't, or gets reversed or partially. We will keep fighting until Jeff gets the spot he deserves.
We're gonna turn from a gaming channel to a podcast channel.
I mean,
talking
people have
about
been
Marvel
making that
Rivals.
joke about me because my previous video from today was a podcast, and now this video is a
Yeah.
podcast. Like, I'm becoming a podcast channel, trying to get these changes reverted.
You might as well just open up a Spotify as well. Just start an account there.
Yeah,
and-
honestly. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
speaking in all seriousness, I feel like it would be better for you guys to get somebody else in next time, so your chat wouldn't have to feel insecure about being the less superior chat in the call.
Oh god.
All right, everybody. So, Luke, Kim, where can people find you if they want to watch you? Shout yourselves out. We've spoken a lot about Jeff and Marvel Rivals and all of that, but where can we find AquaBurst? If my viewers want to go and watch your very cool content, where can they find it? Tell everybody.
Right now I'm in my room, so you can come find me.
Damn, that's an invite, everybody. Go to Kim's
And
room.
I'm about to queue for Marvel Rivals, so you can find me on the Europe servers, probably there somewhere.
Frankfurt, probably.
No. In all seriousness, though, we do YouTube content on YouTube, and we do Twitch content on Twitch.
daily
Oh,
function.
mod spam it.
And you
Mod
can-
spam it.
And you can, yeah, there's probably a link. Oh, look at that. And wait, I need to get your link right now because you also deserve some
Screw this
recognition for
Raven
this,
guy.
for setting all of this up.
Guys, also make sure to join our Discord server. Join AquaBurst. Just discord.gg/AquaBurst, and we have a lot of stuff about this. Yeah, just if you're on our chat on AquaBurst chat, just exclamation mark Discord, and then join. And there is a Save Jeff channel, in which we discuss a lot about this. So
And I'm about to spam Raven's links. Here we go, guys.
Yeah, I'm Raven SPCR. I mainly do YouTube and Twitch. If you'd like to follow me on either of those, you'll find content that is quite similar to AquaBurst. I won't pretend it's as heavily edited. I don't edit it quite as heavily, but it is very silly. And if you like silly Jeff content and you like AquaBurst, or you like Raven content, we probably have quite good viewer crossover. I'd say both of our viewers would probably enjoy both of our contents. Like, from what I've heard from my guys, anyway, you guys make dope shit. So I imagine everybody on my side would enjoy your stuff. So you should check them out. You'll have a good time. They're lovely gentlemen.
We should all come together as Jeff mains
You want
and
us to come
Jeff
together?
enjoyers. Come, no.
We've only been on
Join
one date,
the-
Luke.
Join together. And
Join together.
there's no getting out of this. There's no getting out of
You want
this.
us to
Guys,
join,
go.
to
They have a Discord. They
merge.
have a Discord. They have a Discord. You want to spam?
Mine? I don't have a link, but sure, one of my mods can grab it and spam it in the chat, or I can do it,
Mods?
Yeah,
Yeah,
mods.
this link.
Mods, do your job.
Nah, but this was awesome, and I like genuinely we're gonna have to do some more conversations, and hopefully like this, we talked about quite a lot of things.
Yeah, we yapped
went
a
on
lot.
many tangents. But hopefully this is a start,
DM
not a
you,
start. Where?
There you go.
Oh, here we go.
Chat, I want you to be nice to them.
there is a link already. There's a link.
Oh,
already.
never mind. Your mods are faster.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. There's a reason they're doing the job and I'm not.
So yeah,
Uh,
guys, are we gonna play some Marvel Rivals, Luke?
Yes, we will.
Yeah, I
And,
think I'm gonna go
Alright,
do some
so-
competitive with my buds. So thank you for hanging out,
Alrighty.
guys.
Enjoy your time, Raven, while
Yeah.
Jeff is there.
Well, I can still play Jeff in competitive, and thank you to your chat for being such lovely sports. I mean, it sucks to be the second best chat, but you know, it's a skill issue at the end of the day. You'll get over it one day. Bye, love
Nah.
you. Hi, chat. That was a very abrupt ending, but I thought it would be funnier.